हेलो। कल आ गया था, आज नहीं आ रहा। हेलो। 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 हेलो।
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Archana and Gyaneshwari, are you able to see,
Yes, ma'am.
see the screen?
Screen is not visible, ma'am.
Not visible?
Yeah, ma'am, I'm getting.
You are getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Game playing? Gyaneshwari? Okay. Shall we begin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, good morning, students. First of all, tell me, how are you? Are you able to hear me? Hello. The topic of today's discussion is game playing. We are studying game playing because it involves intelligence, and we are trying to develop an artificial intelligent system such that it itself should be able to play the games against human beings or against another machine. The agenda of today's talk is we'll start with learning about the basics of game playing. Then we'll look at a particular type of game called name game. And next, we'll look at some of the examples of name game. And there is an algorithm called Minimax procedure that will try to reduce the size of the game tree. That we will look at, and alpha beta pruning further reduces it, and further reduces the size and make the tree efficient. So game playing, the theory of games was developed by John von Neumann in 1944, and it is one of the major topics of AI because it requires intelligence. All the games, as you know, have well-defined states and rules. For instance, if you consider a simple tic-tac-toe game, it also has certain rules to be followed. And there are two players, and they put knots and crosses, one alternately. So every game, like chess game, it also has its own rules. The definition of game playing is there are some series of choices, and mainly there are two players games, three players games, and so on. In a two players game, players will have choices to make at every move, and the choices are discrete in number. There will be some legal moves and illegal moves. So a player has to know about the rules, and then he has to choose a legal move at every step of the game. That is game playing. It is a sequence of choices where each choice is made from a number of discrete alternatives. And then what happens is the each choice will lead to certain outcome. The outcome can be if it is the last move, it can decide whether you are a winner or a loser, or the game results in a draw. Or if it is in middle or starting, then there will be some change on the board if you consider a chess game. And then in this topic, we will be considering only two player games, and it's like computers will play against the human experts. So there are broadly two kinds of games: perfect information games and imperfect information games. Perfect information games are those games in which both the players will have access to the same information about that particular game which they are playing. For example, chess game. In a chess game, there is a board, and there is arrangement of that on the board, black and white, those things. So what happens is they both the players know what is placed where king is placed, where queen is placed, and all. Imperfect information games, such as dice games or card games, where you are not sure what the next number will come if you toss a dice. And cards also, when you distribute the cards, you don't know what cards the other player has. So that is imperfect information games. Then next, a game. How do you represent a game? A game is represented by a game tree. For instance, if you consider a tic-tac-toe game, we have players can put knots and crosses. Initially, there will be 9 squares and all are blank. So what you do in a game, represent all the possible plays, all the possible moves of a game. It begins with the blank 9 squares, and then you will have several alternatives, options to choose from, and at the end you will get number of different results based on different choices that you make at every level. So that representation is called as a game tree. Okay, next, in this game playing setting, there will be an initial position, like for instance, a blank 9 square is the initial position or the root node. And from root node, suppose if you start with a knot, you can put a knot at any of the 9 places. So the successors will be any of the 9 places. I mean to say all 9, but you choose any one of them based on some technique. And at the end of the game tree, you will have the leaf nodes, which is labeled as win, loss, or draw. And there are 2 kinds of nodes in our game tree: max node and min node. Max node tries to maximize its benefit or its score and try to win the game. And simultaneously, max node tries to minimize the opponent's game and maximize its own game. So min is the other player, max is the first player, min is the second player, for instance. So max node try to maximize its game and try to win by making the min lose the game. So in this type of environment, max can start playing the game or min. There is no restriction that only max can begin. Max can begin or min can also play the first. And then every node is marked with win, loss, or draw with respect to max. Means if suppose beside the node W is written, it means max is winning. If L is written, max is losing. Okay, status labeling, these are the rules that you need to follow to label the nodes. If it is, as you know that a game tree will have nodes, there are non-terminal nodes and there are terminal nodes. Terminal nodes are the leaf nodes that occur at the bottom of the tree. And non-terminal nodes are those nodes which have the successors. So if a node is a non-terminal, then and it is a max node, then win is decided if all the successor of that particular node is a win. And not all, any. If any of the J successor is a win, then that node is called as winner node. If all of the J successor are loss, then that is a loss for the max non-terminal node. And draw in case any of J successor is a draw and none is win. There should not be any win and any one is draw. If the node is min node and it is a non-terminal node, then winning is decided if all the successors are wins, and loss is labeled when any of the J successor is a loss, and draw if any one is a draw, and if any one is a draw and none is loss, there should not be any loss. Look at this. Now I request all the students to make the audio on and tell me what do you understand in this. First of all, tell me what is it and what do you understand from this. Hello? Hello, Akhil?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. You are able to hear, no? All of you?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Whatever
Yes, ma'am.
explanation I gave you could understand?
No, ma'am, I was logging just 2 minutes back, ma'am.
Okay, okay. Sagar?
I think they are all clicked unmute, madam. Just
Unmute. I think they have only kept the mute, so they can only unmute. I am not able to unmute.
yesterday DMs are told that everybody unmute, so that's why they are clicked unmute, ma'am. Just wait.
Okay,
I am
okay.
sending message to all to you.
Yeah, don't unmute. No. You be on audio and let me know. Otherwise, how will I understand? Archana? Supriya?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand? Did you join from the beginning?
No, ma'am. Just now I joined.
Okay. Sagar?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand?
Just 5 minutes only.
Gyaneshwari? Shall I begin from starting?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All of yesterday I shared with you that link, no? Through that link only you have joined.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
password is not required, no, for that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Directly.
Okay, students. We are trying to learn game playing topic of artificial intelligence now.
So, for example, I want to go for matrix wise row and then following by column. I hit second.
Are you on 2 lectures simultaneously?
Patterns programs are
Hello, Shireen.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So, actually, I have covered introduction. Let me begin from start.
Okay.
Can anyone tell me why are we studying game playing under this artificial intelligence topic? Yes, I am expecting answer. Shireen.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are we
Yes,
studying
ma'am.
game playing? Is game playing a topic to be studied under a subject?
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Okay, you tell me the purpose of artificial intelligence subject. What is the use of artificial intelligence? Yes, Agar. Shireen,
Yes, ma'am.
forgot everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, artificial intelligence, we are trying to make the machine intelligent. Yes, the subject
Yes,
is
ma'am.
all about making the machine intelligent. In order to do that, we have studied how we can define rules to make machine intelligence for water jug problem, and how a machine can find the routes for a traveling salesman using breadth first search or depth first search.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you all remember now?
Yes, ma'am.
Primarily, we are making the machine intelligent so that machine should be able to take decisions, do planning, do reasoning. For that purpose, we are studying this subject, artificial intelligence. And this topic of game playing is essentially very important because it makes the machine play the game on its own. Okay, students, those who don't have to talk can mute because it's disturbing. Those who know the answer, unmute and give the answer. Otherwise, please mute all of you.
Okay, ma'am.
But important thing is I should know whether you know the context or not. Knowing context is very important. If I go on telling you the topics, if you don't understand anything, there is no essence in taking this session. So what I mean is, you all should understand the domain and the context in which we are studying this topic. So we are trying to make the machines intelligent, and for that we are making machines learn how to play games. You know, game playing requires intelligence. For instance, if you consider chess game, not everyone can play chess game. It is believed that people with lot of intelligence can only play chess game and win. So we want the machine to play the game on its own. If you know, machine has defeated the world's #1 chess player, and also machine has defeated there is a game called Go. That game is the most toughest game in the world, and recently AlphaGo system has defeated the #1 player of Go game, but the machine played on its own without any assistance from human. So that's what we are trying to learn, how to make machines play the games on their own and exhibit some kind of intelligence. So this machine game theory was developed by John von Neumann, and in this we are restricting our learning to two-player game. There are n number type of games, but we are studying only two-player games, and in this there are two players, max and min. Max player uh, try to maximize his benefit or score and try to make min player lose the game. So that is again for all the students who have joined late, there are two types of games: perfect information games and imperfect information games. Perfect means everyone knows entire information about the game, for example chess and tic-tac-toe. Imperfect means dice games and chess games wherein we can't predict what the outcome will be once you toss a dice. Okay, and to understand, all of you imagine that you are playing knots and crosses, the another name for tic-tac-toe. And then what do? You create some kind of imagination. You build a tree in your mind, in which you imagine that if I make this move, the other person may make this move, then again if I make this move, this may be the outcome or consequence of that. Don't we imagine like that? We make a plan in our mind, in which we decide that if we make this move, next if the other person make this may happen. So that type of representation is called as a game tree. In game tree, every node is labeled as win, loss or draw. Okay, and it is with respect to max, whether the max has win the game, whether it has lost it, or there is a draw. And these are the rules to label the nodes with win, loss or draw status. If it is a max node, non-terminal, then win is if any of its successor is a win. Loss is if all the successors are losses. Draw if any one is a loss and none is win. And if it is a min node and it is a non-terminal, then win is if its successor, all successors are winners. Loss if any of the successor is a loss, and draw when there is no loss and any of the successor is draw. That these rules. Now look at this game tree of tic-tac-toe game. Initially, as we know, there are 9 squares, 9 boxes in that, and all are blank. So suppose if you are putting crosses, there are 9 places. There are 9 places where you can put the cross. This is the top left corner, and then this is top middle, this is right, extreme right, this is middle, this is left middle, this is middle, and then you have right middle, and all these 9 options are there. Any one you can choose. Then what happens is, after you choose, you put the cross in any one of the box. Then what happens? Another player, second player can put the knots in any of the 8 boxes, because one box is already occupied by cross from the first player. Now second player has 8 options. First player had 9 options, second player had 8 options. Then again next first player will have 7 options. Like that you are building this tree. If first player put the cross in the middle of this 9 square board, then what happens? He can have again the other person will have this 8 options. After that, if suppose this second or this player put not at this position, again from there you have these many options. Like that, every node will have successors with different options. Eventually, at the end, you will have either a winner or a loss or draw. Then if you have any doubts or if you're not able to understand, please send messages. Chat in the chat box, you can put a message so that I can get the message and I can clear your doubt. Next, this is a game tree in which it is a hypothetical game tree. Hypothetical means, for example, if Max begins the game and then by following this route, there is a win. And if this route is followed, there is a loss. Like that, all the leaf or terminal nodes are labeled with wins, loss, or draw. Then now how it is decided? You have to label every node with W, L, or D. How that is decided is you start from the bottom up. Bottom here, from the rules of the games, you know that it can be W, L, or D. This is written after knowing the rules. Then from here, what you do? This is a non-terminal max node. So what is the rule? The rule is for non-terminal max node, win means if any of the successor is a win. Loss means if all the successors are loss. So you see here, this max is a non-terminal node, and because one is win, so you get win here. The label of this is win. And here max, because there is only one successor and it is loss, so its label is loss. And here there are L and W, two outcomes, and out of these two outcomes, for this max non-terminal node, one is W, so it gets a label of W. And here as well it gets a label of W because there is one W. Here W. Here because there is a D, and what the rule says is if any of the successor is a draw and none is win, then it is a draw. So here it is a loss, D and L. D and L means it will be D. And then from here you see WL, this is min. Now we have to decide for min. One level up. You're moving from bottom to top. So min, there are two successors. One is W, one is L. So its label will be L because min will get W only if all its successors are win. Because here one successor is L, so it gets L. And this min will get W because both the successors are W. And here it gets D because one of its successors is D and another one is W. If you look at the rule, it should be any of the successor is draw and none is loss. There is no loss and you have draw. So that. Now at this level is done. Up go to the top root node. At the root node, how it is decided whether it is a win, loss, or D? It is decided by looking at its successor. So there are three successors, L, W, and D. What is the rule for labeling max? The rule is if there is any successor having win, then it gets win. So because this successor has win, it got win. So max player can win. Can win in any of the choice he makes. This is the game tree in which max player plays the first. This is a game tree in which min player plays first. So again same rule, if you just go through, min is playing first, followed by max, next is min, finally it is max. So last, how we got this LW, LWD is from some rules of a particular game. Imagine there is some game it is some hypothetical situation wherein you are considering some game and then you are putting LW based on these moves. So in this also, if you just go through, you will understand that min is getting L because one of the successors is L, and here min is getting L because it's only one successor with L, and here L because one is L. Like that, same whatever I explained you for the previous one, same thing follows here also. And finally, what it shows is that here this L denotes that there is a loss for max, not min. This L, W and D, they have been the outcomes of max, not min. L means it is a loss for max. So, okay, there is one type of game called NIM game. It was developed, it is assumed that it was developed in 1901 at Harvard University by Charles L. Boughton. And what this game says is that it has some piles of matchsticks, and a player can pick a maximum of half the number of matchsticks. For instance, if there are 10 matchsticks, a player can pick 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Means not more than half of the total number of matchsticks. So whatever is the total number, a player can pick 50% or less. Means half or less, but not more. So that is the rule. And whoever has to choose the last matchstick loses the game. That is the deciding factor of this game is if a player get a matchstick at the end last, then he lost the game. So look at this. Look at this complete game tree for NIM with max player playing first. Max player is playing the first, and there are how many matchsticks? 7 matchsticks. Okay, there are 7 matchsticks, and this from this 7 matchstick, what Max can do? Max can pick 1, Max can pick 2, Max can pick 3, but not 4. Why it can't pick 4? Because 4 is more than half. The half of 7 is 3.5, but because we are considering integer, it will be 3 only. So 3 is considered to be the half. So you can consider, you can pick half means 3 or less than 3, but not more than 3. So if max player picks 1 matchstick, then 6 will be left over for min. If max player picks 2 matchsticks, then 5 matchsticks are left for min. And likewise here, if max player picks 3 matchsticks, then 4 will be left for min. So this game tree will represent all the possible moves at every level of the game. It's not one single path that is shown. It shows all the options that are available. So how many options are available for max? There are 3 options available. So any one max can pick. So this is about that. Then now we are at min. When we are at when it's turn, when it is the min's turn, so min has several options. If min is given 6 matchsticks, then min can pick 1, 2 or 3. Why it can pick 1, 2 or 3? Because it is half or less than half of 6. And for 5, min can pick 1 or 2, but not 3, because 2 is considered to be the half as it is an integer number. And then for 4, 1 and 2 will be considered possible legal moves. Then next, max. Max, if suppose out of 6, min picks 1, then max will get remaining matchsticks will be 5. for max. Then for max, what are the options available? Max can pick one matchstick or two matchsticks. Like that, if you just go through this tree, you will understand that there are different options available to choose at every level of the game. And then now we have to label the nodes with L, W or D, and based on that it is decided whether Max can win this game or not. So as we know that the rule of the game is whoever gets to pick the last matchstick loses the game. So here last matchstick is picked by Max player. So Max player has lost this. This means this at this node Max is L. Then so here it is L because Max was the last player who is getting this. Okay. Next, we know the rules. Here min is a non-terminal node, and because the successor of min is L, min also gets L, means loss. And then going up to max, this max is loss because it has only one successor, which is loss. And then further going up, this min is loss because one of its successor is loss. And this max is win because one of its successor is win. And this min is loss because one of its successor is loss. And then it's finally the max is loss because all its successors are losses. This is a game tree where max player played first, and whatever move it takes, it is going to lose. Next, min player. When for the same tree, this min player is playing first in this tree, and here because min player has played first, the outcome is win. This win is not for min, this win is for max, because nodes are labeled with respect to max, not with respect to min. So this game shows that whatever move min player takes in the beginning, it results in max player winning the game. I think today after this session, please go through this. Again tomorrow, if you have any doubts, you please let me know. I will elaborate it and explain. Next, this is a procedure called min-max procedure. In this min-max procedure, what happens is a player, what min player has to do? Min player goal is to minimize the options which are left for max player. What is the goal of max player? To maximize the options available for itself. It means both are playing with the opposite goals. max player want to maximize its score and min player wants to minimize the max scores. So considering that rule, what happens is in this tree, if you look at, suppose at the end of the game, if these are the scores that players can get by following different routes. So what min will do, min will get either 2, 5, 7, 6, like these are the outcomes. It can be any one of them. So in this game tree, max player begins with 5, and then this is again a hypothetical situation. This is for some game. This tree has been developed. Here the question is not about how this tree has been developed. The question is how to get the how to apply minimax procedure on this tree. So how we are applying minimax procedure? What is the goal of max? To maximize its score. So when there are 2 and 5 available, what max player does is choose 5, because 5 is greater than 2, and max goal is to choose the greater value. And then this max player chooses 7 here because there is only one successor, chooses 6 because 6 and minus 3, 6 is the greater, and 3 and 2, 3 is greater, so max chooses 3. And for 2, because there is only one successor, 2 is chosen, and minus 2 and minus 3, because minus 2 is greater than minus 3, minus 2 is chosen by max. Out of these numbers, now what min does is, min try to choose the minimum value, because min node, min player goal is to minimize the score of max player. So what happens is, this min, what value it will choose out of 5 and 7? It will choose 5, because it wants to get the lesser value and give it to max, so that max score is reduced. That is min's strategy. So min will choose out of 5 and 7, 5, and out of 6 and 3, 3, and out of 2 and minus 2, minus 2. Then now what are the options left for max? For max there are 3, 5, 3 and minus 2. So out of 5, 3 and minus 2, 5 is the largest value among the 3. So max chooses 5. This is mini-max procedure in which two opponents try to reach two contradictory goals. What are the contradictory goals? One is trying to maximize, another is trying to minimize the opposite ones. This is minimax. Then next one is alpha beta pruning. In alpha beta pruning, what happens is, sometimes if you look at this minimax procedure game tree, sometimes it is not necessary to evaluate the other successors of a node if we are sure that we can't go beyond this. If we are sure that beyond this, even if we get some value, it is of no use, then there is no need to go and look for the values. Prune means remove. Pruning means removing or eliminating. So alpha beta pruning is a algorithm. It is a method in which what happens is, we try to reduce the number of tree branches, and we try not to evaluate all the branches of a tree, because it is time efficient not to evaluate if it is not of any use, if it is useless. So look at this tree. In this tree, what happens is, we start at bottom, means the last level. When you look at the last level, for this max, okay, for this, Suppose now I am considering this node. I am showing with a mouse pointer in the node. This node is having 3 successors. What are their values? 8, 7 and 3. And what is the goal of max? The goal of max is to maximize its score. Means max wants to choose the highest value out of the given values. So it goes to first successor. Its value is 8. So it will put is equal to 8. Means first one what it got is equal to 8. No, not is equal to this one. Greater than or equal to 8. Means it got 8. But what is its goal now? Its goal is it wants to find a value greater than or equal to 8. But not less than. If it is less than 8, it will not consider. So it go up here and go to next child. The next child has 7. Because 7 is less than 8, it is discarded. Go up, go to parent, and then move to next child. Next successor is having a value of 3. It is also less than 8, so it is also not considered. Now finally this node got a value of 8 because 8 is the largest of these 3. Now from here max will, it is like depth. We are evaluating this using depth first manner. In depth first manner, what happens is after a node is evaluated, we move to its parent, and from its parent we go to next child, and we go to the leftmost next child. Likewise, we go down and down until there are no more nodes, and again we traverse back to its parent and again to next child. That is depth first search. So in this here we are using the policy of depth first search. So after going to the parent, what min wants to do? Min's strategy here would be to find a value which is less than or equal to 8, not greater than, because min wants to reduce the score. So less than 8 means what it will do? It will go to its next child. In next child, what happens here? What max has to do? What max will do? Max goal is to maximize. So max will pick 9, and max wants a value which is greater than or equal to 9 but not less, because 1 and 6 are less. Max will not evaluate them. And then what happens? It goes to parent. At this again parent go to next child, next successor. In this next successor, what happens is first successor is having a value 2, and max node wants to maximize. So max node want to find a node which is having a value greater than or equal to 2. So it goes to next child. In this next 4 is greater than or equal to 2. So now it remove this 2 option and it chooses another option greater than or equal to 4. Next it moves to next child. It is 1 because 1 is smaller than 4. It is not considered, and this node will get a value of 4. What min will do? Min, after getting 1 from max, 8 from this first child, compare with 9 and 4, because 4 is smaller than 9 is greater than 8 and 4 is smaller. So min chooses 4 and not 9, because min goal is to choose the lesser value. So here we got 4. Now we will move to parent because it is depth first. At this, what max wants to do now? Max wants to find a value which is greater than or equal to 4, because max got 4 from this first successor. So it goes to its next child, and this next child here, after evaluation, this one out of 1, 3, 5, max will choose 5, and here out of 3, 9 and 2, max will choose 9 and does not consider 2 because it is smaller, and out of these it chooses 6. And then what happens is finally, because here min chooses the least value, least of all. a least of all. So what is the least of 5, 9 and 6? It is 5. So min is picking 5. And here it is min will pick 3. So what max goal is? Max goal is to choose out of 4, 5 and 3 the value which is the largest. Because max is trying to gain. Min is trying to make max lose. So max out of 4, 5 and 3, max player will pick 5 because 5 is the greatest of these 3. So max finally the root node will get a value of 5. And I think this is it. Yeah. So for today's session, I have discussed this game playing. If you can just open the textbook, there are case studies also given. This NIM game, under what conditions, max player will win always, and under what conditions min player will win always. There are 4 cases. I urge all of you to open this. I have shared this textbook in the Google Classroom. Please open it, and then what you do is go through whatever we have discussed today, and again tomorrow at 10 o'clock we will have class. And what we will do is first we will try to address the queries, concerns or doubts if you have, and then we will proceed further to the next topic. So in this, if you look at this NIM game, there are 4 cases given. If the matchsticks, that is all about matchsticks. If 7 is there and min player plays first, then max will always win. Like that cases are there. See, go through all this. See, case 1. If max is the first player and n is less than 3, 7, 15, 31, 63, then max will always win. So like that cases are there. Please go through, and I hope that you all have understood today's class. At 11 o'clock, I am going to start class for first years. So I am going to end today's AI class for you people. Okay? Students, bye.